Hello, welcome to Fourth Dimension. Maria here. Just cleansing my space. Definitely feeling the energies. Let me tell you, if you are feeling these energies and you're new here and you haven't subscribed, thanks for joining us. We hope we find a message here for you. We've got a bunch of cards that aren't supposed to be here. This is a collective reading. We're going to see what's going on in the universe today, what your tribe wants you to know, what energies are showing up for you. Let's get to it. Okay, I'm supposed to shuffle. You're focusing on self. You're identifying things you don't like about yourself. Maybe it's your physical features. You're going to the gym more, committing to the gym. Something about you're seeing your value and worth, things you don't like about yourself that you can change, things that are hidden. You're reevaluating energies around you in relationships, your work life. I feel like you, almost like a whistleblower. If not, you're bringing some hard truths before. Somebody's going to reach out and set the record straight. Tell me more. It's from What Lies Beneath. Maybe you did. Caution is in the reverse, so somebody's feeling a little bit less guarded. Destroyed, shattered, broken, and effed up. Maybe they thought that this was something that was going to break you, or they're healing something, or want to repair something with you. I feel like actually several energies are around this for me. Red lipstick stains. Somebody is accusing you, or you are finding somebody else out is cheating, or they did already, and you somebody's reaching out to tell you that there were other activities going on that you didn't know about. And I feel like you do. Like you're not, maybe that's what led you to the secret being exposed, is that you found out this person was having a full-on affair or a relationship or marriage. Divorce. I'm not even kidding. They're now telling you that they're divorced, or they're divorcing, that they were in another relationship. You already knew this. Investigating. Somebody might be investigating you, vice versa. It's almost like put the dogs on you. That's what I hear. Put the dogs on you. Tell me more. I'm going to pull two. These are two brand new decks because I'm an addict when it comes to tarot decks. I love tarot decks. So this is from the Mystic Forest. Sorry. Tell me more about this. It's almost like this thing nearly broke you. Stay true to self. That's it. So you, right now, I just need to read. It feels like a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You might have overinvested in a relationship, given a lot, financially, time. Somebody like, I've been doing readings for a long, long time, and the energy has always been, in the older versions that I used to say, you put on somebody's coat. So if somebody has put or placed burdens on you as a child, it's your job to fix people, read the room, provide for others, show up at 100% for somebody else. But then when you had the itty bitty needs, or you wanted to have your words heard, I keep hearing my communication heard, somebody discounted or ignored you, or it didn't make you feel important, and you carried this. This is a coat you wore. So you might be healing this. You might be investigating this. You might be researching why you keep showing up 100 million%. Well, it's okay for some other people to show up 10. That's kind of the vibe I get. It says the need for validation from others is an illusion. Okay. You are not responsible for how others perceive you, but it is your responsibility to stay true to yourself. Amen, sister. So I love this, actually. So the irony here, I'm getting so many downloads right now. You might be an overgiver. You might have been raised in a family where your values, needs were neglected. I don't want to say just not received, but neglected. I also feel that validation from other individuals, people, confirmation, I'm getting confirmation of who you are and how you show up, how you perform in a relationship. It was like begged. It was like you were trying to get validation from this person that you were enough. And you might have been placed in a competitive cycle. I don't know if you know that, with a third party to compete for somebody's affection. So you could never win. It was an impossible situation to win because they're already involved and invested in other things. It may not be a marriage. It could be just a long-standing third party. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just reading energy, and I'm not sure how this fits in your story. But it feels like it's time for a change, and you've been going through changes. You've been identifying patterns in your own life, how you show up for relationships, how you engage. And you might be the overgiver here. I feel like Sagittarius is heavy in here too, Aquarius, Gemini, Taurus. This also could be work. So you show up at 1,000,000% every area that you go, but it might just be, that's how you're wired. You might be wired to just show up extraordinarily for other people while they feed you breadcrumbs. Sorry. I have simplify life and miracles in the dark. Wow. Okay, so right now I'm being led that you're distinguishing the superficial from depth. And it's like the energy, I just want to cry. I just want to say, maybe you are crying. It's releasing those people that you've invested in for a long time that never showed up for you. But you were special. You were considered worthy and valuable in their time of need, but they were never around for your time of need. Feels family as well. Feel like family's involved in this. You may be sitting in a pretty dark space. You might be going through a dark night of the soul, a awakening. It says, in the darkest moments, it's easy to feel lost and alone. When you stay focused on the light, you receive blessings beyond your wildest dreams. You're a prayerful person. I feel very simple. Like when I see the simple life, I feel like you just turned it over and said, what's for me won't pass me by. And you've like held on to that thread of hope that whatever the divine brings is for me, and I'm not going to invest in anything or engage in anything unless they show me energy back. They pour into my cup, I pour into them. It's equal give and take. I feel like if you are in a relationship or closing out a situation, it's because you feel, and it's validated, I'm getting validation, that you make all the plans, pay all the bills. If you're at a distance, you schedule the trips. And it's almost as if it's all the burdens on you, and you have enough burdens. I feel like you're just trying to show up and be present. You have a possibly in the middle, not for everybody, a handful, 2, 3, 4 maybe, a legal situation that you're trying to work out. It's going to go in your favor. It's regarding a home, I feel. It feels like you can't get somebody out of your house, or they won't leave, or something like that, and you're trying to sell it. You're trying to move on with your life. Feels very much like Palm Springs. Feels very much like the Poconos. You might be, and it doesn't have to be. I live in Colorado, but it feels very similar to the Dakotas. There's a lot of trees. This is being outdoors, being grounded, meditating, and you're not really sure how you're supposed to do it, but it's childlike faith, and you're stepping into that. You're going to have a miracle in the dark. It feels very much like one day you wake up and like all the investments that you've played with hit. Like that feels like a jackpot for me. It also feels, it's because you're cutting ties from draining energies that steal from you, that lie to you, that play with you, that aren't sincere with you. You're cutting those things out. You're not entertaining energies that don't meet you at your level. It says, don't give up. I feel like in this relationship that you were caught up in, whether it be a marriage or a situation, if you are in a third party and you just found out recently that you were an energy, or this, maybe you knew that they were closing out a divorce. I'll be straight with you. I don't feel like they were playing with you. I don't think they told you that they weren't quite done. They weren't ready to release. They weren't, you might have thought this relationship was over, and it wasn't. This third party, whatever they were investing in was completed, and it wasn't, which led you to feel used. I just work here, y'all. But that don't give up, it's two things. It's don't lose faith. You will find love again. You will find that partnership that's supposed to be for you. And I feel like this person will come back and try to amend their situation with that regarding putting you in a third party. Because I don't think you knew. I mean, I don't know. It feels, I'm reading to a lot of people. Tell me about divorce. No problem, shrugging it off, no pressure. So it feels like, again, you're not meant to struggle. you know, you're not supposed to fight your way. And that might be the awakening you're having. Is most relationships should be easy. And it feels like you came from that childhood mentality. Maybe you're around a lot of people that struggled in relationships or fought for something. And the irony here is that I feel like Spirit's trying to take you to something better and saying, you know, it doesn't have to be a fight. It doesn't have to be a struggle. Drop the concerns of your ego. Also, you open yourself to creative new endeavors, because I feel like your creative wall needs to come down, because that's tied to your ego. If you're all bent out of shape about controlling a narrative or an outcome of that relationship, it can't grow in the way that Spirit's trying to lead you to, or them. And I feel like I need to say the relationship end isn't the destination. It's the journey that is the relationship. So the things, the lessons, the commitment, the communication, all the lessons you're learning about how to show up for yourself, how not to overgive, how not to kill yourself in situations that people aren't meeting your level of give, in job, family, relationships, all of it. You're clearing all that out because you have to make space for these new things, this new creative project. I feel like you're a very wise old soul, and that you have things to share at a spiritual level. You're a believer in God, as I am, but this is taking a different perspective, because you now are watching tarot where you didn't. You showed up. Yeah. Oh my God. I just said this. I love when Spirit is talking to me. Old soul. You are an old soul. It's walk through life, confidence with grace. You live in a power from beyond the world. Focus on what you really want. You can create your own dreams. And this says nobility. Celebrate your accomplishments with humility. You are crowned with success. Powerful forces guide you. Your ability to conquer challenges is limitless. And then no pressure. When you want more, don't push yourself or others to get more. That's what I'm saying. It's not, things that are for you shouldn't be a fight. But you might have been raised in a family or a dynamic, or put in a space to compete, because the fight was where all the energy was. And this might be a 180 for several of you that have never seen me, but it's not at all. That's a lie. That's a fake lie. I don't feel Spirit is going to say, I'm dangling this promise of abundance in front of you, and you have to fight for it. No, I just heard Matthew 7:7. So look that up. I feel it says, knock and the door will be opened, ask and you will receive, right? And so if I don't, you have not because you ask not. So you might be in a manifestation plane of testing the waters with what you're trying to manifest. And I feel like it's coming to fruition. Things that you wanted, relationships you wanted to work out, are those that don't, or the ones that you feel like you had to fight and compete for. You're recognizing you don't have to do any of that. People love you just the way you are. You're outstanding. You're intelligent. You're creative. You're smart. You're kind. You're empathetic. You're nurturing. You're giving. You wouldn't be on my channel if you didn't have those attributes. This is not, I'm not for everybody. Trust me. I am not for everybody. Not everybody's Georgia Peach, right? This says decisions. You're in the middle of making multiple, that feels very Two of Wands, life-changing decisions. Like I said, you might be in the middle of making a move. You might be in the middle of cutting ties. You might be in the middle of speaking your mind. You might be in the middle of processing a creative platform. I feel very heavily on the music, on relationships. You're holding back, but I feel like you are trying to manifest prosperity, abundance. Now, I want to be cautious, because also this energy that I feel is, don't get caught up. Don't let that ego come in, because it will work against you. Regrets. Somebody's going to say that they regret cheating on you, regret using you, regret lying to you, taking advantage of you. Somebody feels guilty and feels ashamed. This is just the breaking down of that outer shell of that ego. We all have an ego death. There's nobody perfect anywhere that I've recognized on this planet alive. So I feel like this person might be distancing themselves from you, or they were distant. I will take this one. Triggers in the reverse. They shared that they've had some triggers in past relationships, or that probably sparked some triggers in you. They might feel, they might be showing up with childish behavior, getting even, enjoying the show pattern. It feels very much like your person that put you in a third party. Again, I'm just reading the card. Petty as hell, very childish, hasn't learned the lessons, still working out of that lower base, old, mildewy, flat pond that doesn't have it's stagnant. It's just consistently playing in the same bars, playgrounds, play friends, playmates, but it may not be serving them anymore. Or you're elevating and you recognize, I don't like it here. I don't want to hang out with the toxic crew. I want to elevate. Feel like you're getting spiritual signs, dreams of a higher version of self. You're getting prompted. You're getting telepathic signs. It might be a soulmate you've been dealing with. You have options. They have options. Somebody who's using jealousy, maybe talking about you, being envious over you. You might be looking really good right now. This space that you've had with this person, I feel like you've moved on from, and it's nothing negative. It feels very much like just for your own protection, safety, growth. But the communication's coming in. They are now unsatisfied in their current situation, their life. And I feel like they're guarded. You've been guarded. This whole thing has been very much lost perspective. Let me get some tarot on this. Tell me about this situation. So whatever they've invested in, Tower. When you set this record straight and you put some boundaries around this person, feels very heavy on the Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but it also feels very heavy. Aquarius, Gemini, Taurus, Libra, Virgo, Scorpio. So you're cutting out people, situation, possibly a whole network of group. This is a spiritually led epiphany for you. Your conscious, it's almost like your subconscious is moving into the conscious. You may have gotten therapy or done some journaling, because I feel like somebody's writing something out. Maybe you're doing I don't know what you're doing, but it feels whatever you're writing, if you're writing lyrics, poems, maybe you have a Threads thing. I'm not really into Threads, but it's a thing, Facebook, you know what I'm talking about. So like whenever somebody's writing something out, they get in touch with their subconscious comes conscious. Like the things that they didn't feel or you didn't feel comes to surface, and they're forced to deal with it, but it's a sudden change and upheaval, a choice. It's a revelation. God's using you, has used you as an epiphany, almost like a catalyst for change, because it's overdue. It's sudden insight. You can't unsee what you see, and it might be, yeah, somebody wants to return Ace of Cups to the Six of Cups. I feel this is a feminine energy coming back to a masculine. I could be wrong, but I do feel you showed up for somebody in a very heavy way, or you did, take it as it resonates. Maybe you're in your masculine. If you're a single mom carrying the load, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, you might be showing up as a masculine in this reading. Somebody wants to come and offer this cup. They have happy memories. It's reminiscing. It feels safe. I keep going back to safe. This other person may be up in their ego, very petty, childish, game player. But at the end of the day, this communication that's approaching or has approached or is going to approach is going to bring clarity to the whole situation regarding the Ace of Cups and the Six of Cups. That's, again, a water sign. Scorpio again on the deck, or I just call it my table the deck. The Lovers, they see you as a partner, a soulmate, a lover. Gotta be careful with the images on YouTube, but you know what I'm talking about. They're tapped in. It was an epiphany. God's talking to you. It's the tribes talking to you. It's intuition. You're listening to your sacred knowledge. You're listening to the things you know. Your subconscious becoming conscious. Like I said, if you're a masculine, you're getting in touch with your divine feminine. Awesome. That's the balance. That's when things alchemize. If you're on the feminine version, your masculinity may be finding your voice, speaking your truth, that sort of thing, putting that boundary down that initiated this catalyst. 3 of Wands, strategizing, planning what they want to say, do, but this is justice for you coming in as well as for them, because I feel like it's overdue. Whatever this Wheel of Fortune, good luck, good karma, ups and downs, somebody spoke the truth. There you are. Or you're dealing with a Gemini, you could be dealing with an Aquarius, right? Or a Libra, but it's a Queen of Swords. Or you're a masculine, again, doesn't matter to me. Don't take what I say regarding the zodiac sign as gospel, because energy is energy. And I feel like Jupiter being in everybody's sign right now and Saturn moving, it feels very much like change is afoot and you're going to have to deal with change. Two of Pentacles is wishy-washy, back and forth. Somebody's kind of evaluating all their options. Who's going to do best for me? Who's going to provide me the most? I'd be very cautious with this because money can go in a second and you're still stuck with a human. I feel like that's what somebody's finding out. The money might be gone. They might be broke. It was a lie, something like that. Like they chose what they thought was for security and safety and then found out they can't stand the person. You have nothing in common. It was fleeting. It was shallow. But you're dealing with people that haven't done a lot of depth work, deep work. Four of Cups, somebody misses you. I also feel more so meditation. It doesn't matter if they miss you, if they miss your energy. Somebody's sitting in meditation, prayer, you know, trying to align their chakras, as you want to use the language we use. I just say getting right, getting your energy right. When I'm imbalanced, it's a cattle prod up my backside. You know, like I got to move on something because sitting in it is super uncomfortable. And that's what it feels like, is somebody might be apathetic. Like, I feel like it's a water sign saying, you know what, F them, don't care, blah, blah, blah. It's very guarded. It's very defensive, but I don't give a shit. Excuse me, YouTube, but that's kind of the vibe. I don't give a care what people think. I don't care what they think of me. You know, it's not bad, but it's not great because it's a defense mechanism. So they don't want to get guarded and hurt and feel feelings. That's what this feels like. It's disconnection, right? The Four of Cups is disconnected. I'm disconnected from this. It's apathetic. I don't care anymore about this past relationship, which is fair, but it's not being truthful. I think that's the justice piece, is the Ten of Swords. They're releasing this. It created a lot of harm. It was a painful ending. It was deep wounds, betrayal, loss, crisis. But the irony here is it's on that wheel. Good karma's coming. Good possible, you know, justice and good feelings are coming. But also the Wheel of Fortunes are inevitable up and downs because this person was awakened. These people, whatever you did, collective, when you put that boundary down, it was like a bunch of dominoes falling. So it created a pattern of people challenged to look within and discern who I am, what do I want. And so it created a disturbance in the force. It did. So these people are struggling because it's hard to thine own self be true if I still play with old energies for my own self well-being. If I'm only looking out for what I'm getting out of it versus what I'm putting in, it's a call to look inward. And I go back to this unsatisfied, bare minimum. Somebody was giving me the bare minimum and it wasn't good enough. It wasn't reciprocal, which is surface, right? And then you lose interest quickly because it didn't have very far to go. It was like one of those quick, I just keep seeing those pop, what do they call them? Pop rockets, pop fireworks, where you pull the pop and it pops and kids love them. Or you throw them down and they pop. That's the equivalent of the relationships. They start fiery, and they end quickly. They start and end. So they may not, and then they wonder, maybe all relationships are like this. Maybe everybody cheats. Maybe everybody doesn't have that sense of self, right? That's the epiphany. I feel like it's coming through, and it's mental clarity based on maybe some of my actions didn't lead to my Ten of Cups. Maybe you are, collective. I feel like this is reading, I feel like I'm reading Gemini. It feels very Gemini or Pisces, Cancer, Gemini, Taurus, Aquarius, Libra. You know, get back to the Taurus. Some people are taking initiative to go after what they want for the Ten of Cups. Death and rebirth, transformation has to occur. Somebody's dealing with addiction, active addiction. They're struggling with change. It feels very reluctant to change. They want to change. They're struggling with change. Habits are hard to change. But it's a metamorphosis. It's very much the chrysalis, the butterfly and the chrysalis. You might be seeing butterflies, dragonflies, that sort of thing. Fool, but it is in the reverse. Somebody doesn't want to take this leap, holding back. And there's been stagnancy in this relationship. It means self-discipline. I'm not ready to rush in. I have to fix me first. I have to heal. I have lack of direction. I just said all this. Lack of control, aggression, arrogance. They have to break through that ego shell. They've been fearless, but yet reckless. So they were impulsive. And they're sitting, looking at all this. They're making decisions. Half the card is emotion. So again, a lot of crying, difficult decisions, weighing options. I said that. Avoiding in deadlock. So again, somebody might live at a distance. They're thinking of A Libra might live at a distance. A Pisces might live at a distance. Scorpio might live at a distance. This is an Aries. Somebody might be asking, an Aquarius might be asking for a higher level of commitment, and you're all for it, but you're hesitant because you don't know what you want. You don't. Not yet. I think you love people. You love them for different it's almost like, well, Mary or Susan provide this, and Joe and, Billy Bob offer that. So it feels very much like I don't know what I want. Hangman, that's what I just said. Trying to look at this situation with you as well as new perspectives. It just is letting go of the past, letting go of resentment, forgiveness. It's sacrifice as well. So I feel like you're going to have to sacrifice a relationship you've been charging after, investing in for years, because it's on the shallow end and you want something with depth. You just feel differently than you did before. I think you've released this. 6 of Pentacles. I feel like you're walking into a very abundant spirit time. I have Queen of Cups here. This Queen of Cups could be a Sag as well. It feels very heavy on the Sag for me. And it could be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But I also feel with the Hierophant, somebody's going to come forward and offer you their hand or a ring or a commitment. They want to have a relationship, a solid one. It could be the person that you were in the third party with. Some of you are going to go back and you're going to be very happy with that choice. Some of you are going to cancel out all past relationships and move forward with this one. I feel like, and it goes back to the Poconos, I feel like vacationing. I feel like somebody's showing up with money. There's been a lot of problems or challenges in getting this off the ground to this place of security. But on the other side, there's several of you that are going to just like cut all ties and start afresh elsewhere with something new, maybe a new job. It's very Sag feeling, like backpack. I'm just gonna go tour the country. Any more words for this, Spirit? It's gonna require strength. This is inward strength, courage, passion. This is you changing, and it's not all bad. There's areas that you can improve your self-esteem, self-worth. I see, like you need to believe in yourself because you are handsome, attractive, gorgeous, feminine energy as well. You shine. You provide the world with a spirit of support. Leo is heavy here in the chart too. It might be a soulmate. You I feel are a subtle, quiet power. So any wins you have, I'm hearing you don't need to announce them. Be very quiet about them. But it's like a new idea is coming in. And it might be regarding this relationship. It could be a new conflict, the truth. Somebody's going to be honest with you. It's going to hurt. I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to hurt. This is clarity. It's necessary. Speaking your truth. I feel like this is you speaking your truth. Bringing your sort of clarity together. 2 of Pentacles. Juggling hot and cold back and forth with the 2 of Cups. Somebody's going to come in and talk to you about how you really meant to them and that they want to have, it feels very soulmate. That's a soulmate card for me. Mutual attraction, proposal, marriage, and connection. Who is this? Star card to the 8 of Pentacles. If this person that I'm talking to, it could be an Aquarius as well, may come in ferociously to offer you a new beginning, to renew this relationship. It's an energy you already know. It's a good omen. It's rejuvenation. It may not be somebody that you would have aligned with but wanted to, and because they were not sure about you. This is somebody who's sure about you. It could, again, back to the Sag again. I feel very heavy on the Sag. You're working on yourself. You're looking, I think, at a new investment or wanting to partner with this person, or you know them from work. But it feels very much like a collaboration, and it's now balanced because somebody feels you're moving forward and leaving them in the cold, and they're going to come in passionately. That's what I said. So it could be Aries, Leo, Sag, heavy on the Leo, heavy on the Sag. They're going to have a conversation with you and bring in their real feelings. I don't feel, you've been dealing with people that kept their feelings behind their hand, as well as you did, guarded. Celebration, you might have partied with this person, but they want to be successful with you, and they're manifesting you back. They're going back in their life, and they're taking the King of Wands approach, which is that strategic, natural leader. They might have gotten a role where they're doing this now, but it feels very visionary. They are up in their head overthinking this. New beginning. Oh yeah, lots of swords. To the Devil, to the Hermit, to the Queen of Wands, to the Page of Cups. So a conversation's right around the corner, I believe, with you, male or female, whether you're masculine or feminine. Feels like one party is just evaluating, pausing, reflecting on what they have going on in their world and what they want, and being true to their own self, be true, going within and discerning and reviewing. And I've been reading for this for a while. It's been like labor pain energies for a while, but now it's in their face. I have to deal with all the things I've been investing in, the short term versus long term, and who provides me with the sustainable results that I want, whether it be a job, a relationship, family. If it just feels like there's family individuals that suck the life out of you, I think it's you. They put all the demands on fixing auntie's car or so-and-so's situation, that you're the fixer, the mediator, the solution finder for these folks. And it's been natural for you. You've been doing this, but I don't think that you knew that this is what you did. It's very codependent. I love you because I relate, right? But you're having to cut some of this away to make space for you. So if you keep showing up all the time for these other folks, and because you're in a position of competitiveness or trying to compete for validation, that's ending today. Today, you're not doing that anymore. You're not going to put yourself in a situation that puts you compromise your self-esteem, your worth, your value. You're done. You're done with that. And you're speaking your truth to these people. It could be a job. You could say, you know what? And I feel like if you are a whistleblower, you're just bringing to light that you're the only MF working in the place that are producing results. You're showing them the facts, and you're done. Like, it's like check you later kind of vibe. You may start your own company. I kind of get you have people that want to do this with you. You're taking the company to court, and you have a lot of people that are jumping on the bandwagon with you. There's feeling like shady behavior behind the scenes. I don't know. It feels like something's dissolving, and it's at the hands of you. The reason why you are moving forward is you've never spoke your truth to the level that you're very clear, you're concise, you're very direct. You have a legal mind. I feel it's very left-brained, and you're putting head over heart for once. It doesn't matter how you feel about these people. I don't know if this is you, but it just feels like you got to stand in your own truth, your own power, and you're taking this leap. In the same space, you're also changing like your career, your looks. You're making, like, you cleaned house. You are doing great. You're manifesting all these new things in your life, and you're doing it subconsciously. The thing that I'm asking you to do is move that to the conscious. So as you pray, write it out, manifest it out. And again, some of you are like, girl, shut up. I've been doing this for years. Okay, I'm just saying, the one person that maybe needs to hear this, maybe needed to hear this today. So whatever you're doing, it's amazing. It's good work. It's good work. You may not call it, you're like, Maria, oh my God, I'm just getting so many downloads. You may struggle with a certain addiction. I do. I still do. I vape on occasion. Still do. Putting that out there, out in the world. I love me some sugar. Yes, sir, I do. Yes, ma'am. But I'm not perfect. I'm flawed in so many ways. And your humility and your knowledge of who you are makes you relatable. Okay. So if you were raised, and I kind of hear this, is if you're raised in a space where you were expected to be perfect or unseen or unheard, don't have problems, that's put you in a space of anxiety, and you can never speak a truth. You overthought all the damn time about everything you did, said, or the energies you put towards something, about constantly being judged. I think you're releasing that because nobody gives two craps. My dad used to tell me, I used to cry. True story. My dad I didn't have my makeup on. None of this was there. I had, sweats on, and he'd be like, let's pop in at the mall. And I was like 14. I'm like, oh, I'll stay in the car. He'd say, he's a very wise guy. He's like, you're just not that important. Nobody cares. They're not going to remember you 10 seconds after they see you. And I thought, ouch, but that's true. It's like you have the right to your own language. You have the right to your feelings. You have the right to your needs. That's what I'm hearing. And that you maybe haven't talked, you haven't shared, you haven't brought forward the truth in a lot of situations. And now you're speaking your truth in a lot of areas. I think that's grand. That's great. You're beyond some of these energies. You've released them already. Congratulations. Good for you. Keep it up. And you're focused on self and your self-improvement. And it's a baby step, day by day. Nobody's perfect. It's it's a journey, right? Like I said in the reading, it's a journey. Lots of good energy overall. If you're depressed or if you're in a space of overthinking things, especially in these third party, stuff, and you're getting the signs, etc. I feel like that just trusting the universe and taking you to better things, is the energy that you're supposed to be in. And don't give up. I think that miracle is right around the corner. And I'm very excited for you. If this is your reading, you resonated, please hit that subscribe button. It helps us grow our footprint and algorithm, microscopic inch forward. But if you want to get a personal read, email me at fourthdimensiontarot@gmail.com and I'll get you on the books, or hit the link in the box below and you can schedule your own time. I super appreciate each and every one of you. I'm so grateful. This journey has changed me completely from the person I was to who I am now. And I'm not done. I'm so far from my goal. It's not even funny, but I'm come a long ways. So I'm grateful for each and every one of you, because you help me, be a better me, be a better version. I love your comments. I love your positive vibes, and the friendships I've made from this channel are amazing, amazing. So love and light to each and every one of you. Wishing you the best today. And I hope this resonated at some point, because this is a lot of great energy. Keep up the great work. And until next time, take care. Bye.